Hello, I'm Grayson Ottaway. Welcome back. This is Marvelous Videos. Failsafe, Batman's new fatal humanoid robotic villain origin explored. There's a new antagonist that is terrorizing Batman at the moment. It doesn't risk Gotham City by itself, but it will never stop until it destroys Batman. And needless to say, the destruction of Batman will put Gotham at a higher risk than ever before. If you think that Batman can outsmart it, you are wrong. Because Failsafe, the humanoid robot, was made as the perfect counter for Batman, and he kind of created it himself. But this part is a bit complicated. This is where today's video comes into play. Here, we simplify the story to give you the context you may need to understand why and how Failsafe has come to be and what makes it Batman's most formidable foe to ever exist. Before we go into our explanation, a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to this channel. A small click for you, but for us, it means so much. Thank you. Let's go. Failsafe Origin Explored. The ongoing Batman series is a wild roller coaster ride. Gone are the days of criminals cowering underneath the Dark Knight. Gone are the days when one could hope for a better future in Batman City. Gone are the days when Batman would go on a crusade against crime, knowing that Alfred had his back. Gotham City has fallen. Even though Lucius Fox was able to get it back from the clown prince of crime, Bruce Wayne cannot use it for his Bat activities anymore. The mayor and the Gotham City Police Department are finding more efficient ways to fight crime, and the fact that Mayor Nakano hates the Bat family doesn't help either. So Batman is in a terrible spot at the moment, and his vigilante endeavors are harder than ever before. With all of this, Batman's most formidable villain, that is, Failsafe, comes into the foray. Calling him a villain would not be ideal, since he was created as a contingency plan against Batman. If the Bat ever went rogue or killed someone, and he was created by Batman himself, but not exactly. Let's start with the 125th issue of the ongoing Batman comics to get a better understanding of what is about to come. Batman is having a nightmare where the Bat family is dead and Joker sits atop their dead bodies. He wakes up soon and is concerned because he never dreams unless he wants to. He often uses his subconscious to put the pieces of a puzzle together to solve a mystery, which is why he allows himself to dream. So the nightmare he has just had is more of a vision, a premonition, if you must. Bruce calls Selina Kyle, or Catwoman, who brings up how the uber-rich of Gotham City are being hunted down. Around this time, Bruce also overhears a man who is around Selina. Before she can give him an explanation, he cuts the call and heads out to work. He finds a potential crime site where a man is trying to kill a rich couple, but he's too late, as the people are already dead. Batman gets a hold of the man who is nothing more than a simple crook, and he knows it better than anyone that someone has sent the crook to kill these people. As he asks, "Who sent you?" the scene shifts to another person who you know very well, the Penguin. Oswald Cobblepot claims that he hates the rich who were born into money. He believes that he is not like them at all. He prides himself on making his own wealth instead of being born with a silver spoon in his mouth like the others. And as someone who is the embodiment of the American dream, or so he thinks, the Penguin wants to eradicate anyone who has inherited over $5 million and not given it away to the citizens. When Batman learns about this, he finds it strange, because Penguin himself was born into money and with a silver spoon in his mouth, which he seems to stand against. Tim Drake's Robin joins Batman and is worried about Batman deliberately making his life more miserable. But the city needs him, and currently a gala is being held where the rich have been invited. Even though Bruce Wayne is not a billionaire anymore, he too has an invite, and in spite of being hunted, the elites of Gotham City will attend the gala as well. That is where Batman expects to find the Penguin, who is likely to kill them with a gas attack. His prediction turns out to be true, as that is exactly what happens at the gala. Batman is ready to avert the crisis and get his hands on the Penguin soon, but this is not Penguin. It's Clayface, masquerading as Penguin. Meanwhile, Tim Drake has neutralized the gas from the boiler room. Clayface plans to use the building to kill everyone, prompting Robin to act quickly to rescue the people. Batman threatens Clayface, as he mentions the formula that he had created to destroy Clayface would cause the villain to explode. But Robin gets shot in the throat, and Batman cannot waste his time on anyone else anymore, especially after having experienced Jason Todd's death. With the building at risk because of Clayface, Batman blackmails the villain with his explosive formula and gets him to protect the building so that he can shift his attention to Robin instead. He then takes Robin to the emergency department. Soon, we learn where the Penguin is. He's hospitalized and is on his deathbed. He blames mercury poisoning and has less than a day's life left in him. Batman pays him a visit after Clayface gives it up. The Penguin is clearly salty about the other elites looking down on him, even though he had technically come from wealth as well. But he calls Batman out for being out of touch with reality. Men who Batman believes are respectable have a long history of misconduct. The Penguin knows it and wants to take down Batman's Bat family, among several others, but he is only saving the best for last. Penguin has a cyanide pill with himself, which he ingests while ringing the alarm to call the nurses. With Batman present in front of him right then and there, he frames Batman for the one thing the Dark Knight has always avoided: taking a life. The nurses rush in and witness Batman standing in front of a dead Penguin. Batman has no choice but to evade the situation while it starts making noise on the news. The press call Batman a murderer, but it helps him since the criminals are now scared of him. Another stressful matter creates an itch in Batman's brain, but he cannot pinpoint what it is. And to be fair, that is quite out of character for him. We are taken to the Batcave, where something is beeping, not to explode, but instead to get activated. Suddenly, a robot named Failsafe comes online. In the next issue, Tim Drake returns and is back in action, much against Batman's wish, as he wants Tim to rest. Batman ponders over his uneasiness due to his life that is devoid of love and happiness. He wants the Bat family to be happy, but he knows the path they have chosen won't allow them that joy. Suddenly, something comes behind him and attacks him out of the blue. It is Failsafe. Failsafe is too strong and too fast for Batman. In fact, it seems to have been built in a way that makes it impossible for Batman to even scratch it. It takes the robot nothing more than a few seconds to decimate the Bat, prompting the latter to escape as he latches onto a moving car despite having a concussion. Meanwhile, the Oracle comes online as she sees the horror show that Batman's vitals have become. She tries to run a scan on the robot as Batman thinks it can be unmade. However, the revelations make matters bleaker. Not only are the scans incapable of penetrating the robot, Failsafe is also revealed to have been created using Amazo tech. Batman is almost on the verge of being killed in the fight as Failsafe tries to eliminate him for justice. Soon, the Bat family crashes the party to help Batman. The results do not change as they cannot do anything against Failsafe, but it does allow Robin to take Batman back to the old Batcave. Batman knows of Failsafe. It feels familiar, but he realizes that someone like him not knowing something he should know is an aberration, and he knows the cause behind this. He has done this to himself. Soon, he comes out in front of Robin dressed in a costume of very different colors. This is the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. He is an alternate personality of Batman, a backup who was created to take over when Bruce Wayne was psychologically attacked in a way that could make Batman go out of action. This was Batman without Bruce Wayne. He was more confident and a lot more violent. he was literally created out of Batman's imagination, kind of a split identity that was under control. The final issue so far opens with a dialogue between Batman and Superman. The sudden shift seems a bit out of touch, but it gives us context into how Failsafe came to be and how the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh might be responsible for it. They discuss Batman being voted out of the Justice League, and the reason was simple: Batman's contingency plans to take down his teammates. The main problem lied in the fact that the plans fell into the hands of Ra's al Ghul. Superman blamed Batman for making the plans in the first place, but Batman only acknowledged his mistake in not making the plans secure enough. He did not regret making the plans. In his defense, he did it because the other members were mostly superpowered beings, aliens, and gods. If they were to go rogue, it would be over for everyone. Superman heard him out and said, "So let me ask you this. What's your contingency plan for yourself? What's the plan to take down Batman?" Bruce told him that he expected the League, including Superman, to take him down, but Superman's argument was a lot stronger. Because how could they ever take down the man who has planned for them? How could they take down the man who knew every move? Who could stop Batman? We are brought back to the present, where Robin meets the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh for the first time. He claims to be better than Bruce, as he was created within Bruce's mind to protect him from psychological attack. He also reveals that he created Failsafe as a contingency plan against Batman, but then he erased the memory of doing so in order to prevent Batman from calling him to deactivate Failsafe. So, at the moment, there's no way to stop the robot. With Batman being framed for murder, Failsafe got activated since, according to its programming, Batman has gone rogue, so must be stopped. This is also why Failsafe is so strong against Batman with its Amazo tech that cannot be penetrated by scans. Basically, Batman created a contingency backup plan with Zur-En-Arrh, and then he erased the memory to prevent any possible future counters from either of the two personalities. Failsafe attacks once again, and Zur-En-Arrh asks Robin not to stall, since Failsafe's mission ends only after Batman is dead. This is interesting, since throughout the first issue, Bruce Wayne keeps mentioning his missions, his dedications to his missions, and his responsibility towards them. That is flipped over its head when Failsafe has the mission to eradicate Batman. All the while, the mission was programmed by Batman himself. The mission Batman was so loyal to finally returned to bite him back. According to Failsafe, since Batman has lost his way, he must be stopped. This is why we previously mentioned how Failsafe is technically not a villain, even though its role is antagonistic. Robin tries to tell it that Batman has been framed and has not taken a life in reality. But Failsafe is a robot. The basic information has already been processed. Zur-En-Arrh and Robin are left with no other options but to escape. They manage to stay a step ahead of Failsafe because of a tracer, so the next time they see the robot, they attack first. However, it thinks that Robin is doing the wrong thing by fighting for Batman, since Batman cares about nothing beyond his mission. This also means that those who fight alongside him, his Bat family, do not matter to Failsafe. But Zur-En-Arrh quickly reminds Failsafe that they are not his family, but his soldiers. This brings out Bruce Wayne, who tries to talk to Zur-En-Arrh. Even though the latter is just Batman, the former is not. And for him, Robin is not his soldier. Robin is his son. This is why he needs Zur-En-Arrh to focus less on the task at hand or the mission of destroying Failsafe and instead protect Robin. We've seen Batman's sentimental side quite often, even though he puts up the facade of being a man who is nothing but rational and logical. His pragmatic view does not change the fact that the reason why he started to fight crime was the death of his parents. The emotional turmoil led him to seeking revenge against crime in Gotham City. Without that emotional trigger, Bruce Wayne would have never been Batman, just to protect Gotham. We saw this side during the fight against Clayface as well, when Batman stopped worrying about his mission completely after Robin was shot, as his priority shifted to taking Robin to the ER. Bruce Wayne's words about Robin not being his soldier but his son make Zur-Enar's vision clearer, and he safeguards Robin first. He then takes on Failsafe and thinks of using the self-destruct, but Failsafe has already disabled it. As the world burns around him, Batman finds himself on the verge of death. He lays down his body as he just cannot go on any longer. Finally, he's unable to hear Failsafe, but he can hear something else, or rather, someone else. A freezing wind wraps Failsafe out of nowhere as it brings an end to the fire burning around it. It is Superman's freezing breath. The presence of Superman is such a boon that it can even make cynics like Batman optimistic. And the issue comes to an end at this super exciting cliffhanger. On October 4th, 2022, issue number 128 will make its way, and we are going to see Superman fight Failsafe. The Justice League is all set to join this massive arc as well. This will make Bruce Wayne's words come true, as he had previously said that his main contingency plan against himself was Superman and the rest of the League. The best thing to do here is to read the comics, because they truly are incredible. Each and every dialogue in the story has a lot of gravity to it. Nothing is by chance, and there are no coincidences. Every word comes back to haunt itself. Every statement comes back to turn the tables, and every moment comes back to either make things worse or make them right. Fortunately, in this case, it is the latter. Zur-Enar is Batman without the Bruce Wayne, so Failsafe is not the main contingency plan at all. It is the League, as Bruce Wayne had said it would be. After all, a Batman without Bruce Wayne is a Batman without its soul, and for all the emotions Bruce Wayne pretends not to have, he has them more intensely than anyone else. If you like our content, don't forget to leave a like, and please subscribe to us if you haven't already done so. Have a good one, and please be safe. Thank you.